So hey guys, this is my weekly report for January the 19th. Um, First I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I've been in the fishing industry for 30 years. And when I do these reports, I get a lot of information from local guides. I'm on the water myself, 3 or 4 times a week. And I get a lot of information from friends and customers. So everything I tell you is pretty current, and there's not a whole lot going on right now, but let's just get into this report real quick. um, I went down the delta yesterday, and I launched out of Paradise Point, and I could probably see not even an inch. It is an absolute mud hole. The water temperature was 49 degrees. It was very muddy, and but I wanted to go cruise around and look. There wasn't as much debris on the water as I thought there would be, and we went for a long ways. And from the past, from fishing here all my life, I had times when it rained this hard, but we had a lot more levee breaks, and I know when you have a levee break, you also have a lot of muddy water coming in the system. So anyhow, I started heading southwest, and I got over to Mildred, and I could see down probably about maybe 4 inches. Still had that muddy look to it, but I could see down about 4 inches. Then I continued to go, and I went over to Disco Bay, and I found some water back in there in those bays that I could probably see down 2 feet, and it was a little bit on the more greener side than the brown water, and it was 51 degrees. So as soon as I got there, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a good day today. But I graphed it around, turned my active live on, and didn't see hardly anything. There was no bait balls in there, no stripers. I might have marked a few crappie and stuff by the docks, but there is no indication that the bait has found that water yet, and the stripers. They will, but they haven't found it yet. So, I'll be continue checking over there, because that's one of the very few places that the water is still clear besides the Sacramento port. If you have access to the port, then I would probably give that a try. I got friends that have been going and been catching them. Also, you could go on Jefferson Boulevard and fish off the shore, and I would go early in the morning or late in the evenings and probably throw some top water or even some maybe 5-inch fish traps in those plastic swim baits. And you could actually also throw a spoon. I would take like a 1-ounce Castmaster or a Blade Runner, cast it out, pop it up, let it hit the bottom, pop it up, and then once you get it about halfway in, just reel it back in. But those are probably a couple of areas that I would go try. The ocean's been out of the question because it's been so rough and windy. As you know, they opened the crab season to using cages now, so you can use the cages, one with the doors on them, but you have to have the crab stamp. So if you use those enclosed cages, the ones with the doors, you have to have that crab validation stamp. So if you use those, get that stamp before you go. And I reckon as soon as this weather clears up, the crab bite might be pretty good, because the commercial guys are limited to how many traps they can use. So there's still going to be a good chance of going out there getting your easy limits of crab. Other fishing in the bay, it's been, as the weather's been bad, it's hardly anybody's been getting out. There's a few guys that are roughing it for sturgeon. They're starting to get a few. This is perfect water conditions in our river system, and those fish will continually move upstream. So, I imagine just be careful, because the water levels are so high right now. But that's probably one of the only things that's available right now on the rivers, besides going to port or Disco Bay for stripers. But the sturgeon fishing, when the water is murky like this, it's actually good fishing. And probably eel or ghost shrimp is probably going to be one of your go-to baits. Other things around the area, the lakes are really coming up a lot. I know Oroville came up like 65 feet. Berryessa came up about 15 feet. And, they're coming up at a pretty decent rate. And just remember that your smaller lakes like Amador, Collins, those small lakes, when they come up like that, they tend to get a little bit on the muddy side. So they get a little stained, the water gets stained, and it makes it a little bit tougher fishing. The larger lakes, I know for sure, Comanche's been pretty decent and they've been stocking it pretty regularly. I would try Rancho Seco. If you guys want to go trout fishing, I would also try Rancho Seco. And other lakes, Buller's Bar has been good. I imagine Clear Lake's probably very fishable. Shasta, Orville, all the lakes that are pretty decent size, I'm sure you could probably go there and catch some fish. When weather clears up a little bit, I'm going to probably head up to Berryessa, and I'll let you guys know. I'll be probably looking for some crappie and bluegill, and I know I could probably catch bass there, but I'm going to try using the live a little bit more and get into it. So the ISE show starts today, and I'll be on the Sportsman's Theater on Thursday and Friday, and then I'm on the demo tank, you know, where the bass are in that tank on Saturday and Sunday. You can go online to ISE Expo Sacramento shows and go to exhibitors, and you can look up and see who's going to be doing the demonstrations up on a tank. And if you like, you can come and see. On the theater, when I do it on the theater, I usually just talk, show you the lures and that type of stuff. But when I'm on that demo tank on the weekend, I'll be actually throwing the lures so you could actually see how they work and how I swim and how I use them. Because I use them very methodically when I'm fishing for big fish. I almost kind of want to get the lure to almost stay put and not hardly move at all. So don't miss this show. You know, I anticipate it's going to be very busy. You know, I'll be in the Fisherman's Warehouse booth all the time, except when I'm on the tank doing the demos. So I hope you like this video, and hit that like button, and please subscribe if you would. If you want to leave me a comment, you leave it on the bottom, and then I'll usually get back to you within a few days. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the expo. See you there.